So next we have a story involving one of my absolute favorite things in the world. It's rock star beef. On one side, we have the grizzled veteran of the 80s, my homeboy Sebastian Bach, former lead singer for Skid Row, one of the more popular metal bands to come out of the 80s. And then on the other hand, we have Ronnie Radke, lead singer for Falling in Reverse, a band that is very much doing well right now. Ronnie was a dude that I've probably heard a whole hell of a lot more about his fucking Twitter account than I have his music. So this beef stems back to some shit that Sebastian Bach said about Falling in Reverse, because what happened was Falling in Reverse was going to do a festival show, right? Well, turns out their laptops didn't make it to the show. And so they had to cancel their fucking show, which led a lot of people to say, well, I mean, the band all made it. The goddamn instruments all made it. There is electricity. Theoretically, you should be able to play a show, even if your laptops don't show up. I understand a lot of bands, they sweeten up the show with little drops and sound effects and shit like that from their laptops. It's become an important member of the band to be like essentially the media player who's dropping the shit throughout the song. I get the value of that. So Sebastian Bach basically talked shit about them for not being able to do a show because their laptops didn't make it. And Ronnie Radke went back at him. I guess in 2023, they Falling in Reverse put out a music video for the song Watch the World Burn. There's a Sebastian Bach lookalike being hit in the face with a laptop. So that leads us up to very recently, where Sebastian Bach was doing a Q&A for Metal Hammer, I believe. And somebody asked if he would ever make peace with Ronnie Radke. And Sebastian Bach replied, and I quote, "I don't know who that is. The only way I know that name is from the internet. So they might as well be a Republican politician or a reality TV show star or YouTuber. Whatever opinion someone has on the internet, for me to give a shit, I would have to respect their music first. And I never heard one note of that band. The only reason I know them is because they seem to love their computers more than real rock and roll." Now, Ronnie Radke, one thing I've noticed about Ronnie here, fucking Ronnie does not let one word slide. I don't know if he's hypersensitive. I don't know what Big Ronnie's issue is, but he always seems to clap back at motherfuckers. You can't say shit to him without him coming back at you. And Sebastian Bach, I'm a fan, you know, but at the same time, you have to admit he's essentially a washed out 80s dude. So if you're Ronnie Radke and you're doing jams with fucking Jelly Roll and you're doing big tours right now and you're making money and all that good shit, like, why even bother with a guy like fucking like Sebastian Bach? But not being one to let some shit slide, Ronnie Radke took to his Twitter and posted a searing clapback at my boy Seabass. So let's check that out.
Sebastian Bach on Ronnie Radke. I don't know who that is. Sebastian, you know exactly who I am. You talked a lot of crap about me for years. This whole pretending that you don't know I exist is just so phony, just like everything else. That's why nobody likes you.
So Ronnie Radke hit this motherfucker like straight up diss style. Like he went and Googled this motherfucker. So he says, the whole pretending you don't know I exist is just so phony, which that is a go-to Hollywood diss. You try to take the wind out of somebody's sail by pretending like they're nobody, you know?
Your band doesn't want you back. No, they never want you back. You're literally the most insufferable human being of all time with terrible vocals. My old band, Escape the Fate, they're still my friends. I have lifelong friends. You have no lifelong friends. Nobody likes you. And that's a sad, miserable existence because you have to play covers of Skid Row songs because your own band doesn't even want you back at the blackjack table, at the Excalibur, at the Circle Bar, at like midnight when you're exhausted for a 60-year-old man that looks like Donald Trump meets Caitlyn Jenner.
Once again, Sebastian Bach has been doing it for decades. Of course, he can't hack it like he used to in the 80s and 90s, but I mean, what are we talking about? He's an old guy. It almost feels like, I hate to use the term punching down, because normally when people use that term, it's just complete stupid bullshit. But in this case, if you're fucking Ronnie Radke, you're in such a better position than this fucking guy. He's doing a fucking Q&A just to get some money to keep the ball rolling and shit. And you're like, hey man, you ain't shit. I mean, hit him with the Donald Trump meets Caitlyn Jenner. That was sweet stuff. And then to go to this weird, the insinuation of this video.
Also, Sebastian, I have a video of you that you don't want out, and I'm never gonna put it out. There's the bird.
I will say, Ronnie Radke, it was genius to the still shot that he pulled. Oh my God. That motherfucker that Sebastian there, he looks as disheveled as humanly fucking possible with a ball in his mouth.
You are getting me rock hard.
But, you know, once again, knowing Sebastian Bach from the 80s, if you told me there's a video of him doing sexual shit and pretending to be a dog or whatever, I believe that. That sounds on par for him.
You know what this video is? Woof, 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 woof. Go fetch the ball. Go fetch the ball, Sebastian. You remember that one? I saw how your dick is small too. You have a tiny dick. You're like 6'8" with the fucking smallest dick I've ever seen in my fucking life. It's insane. I can't believe your dick is so small because you're so tall. You're like tall and big, dude. So it's so bizarre that you're like a fucking tall giant with a tiny ass dick. Your dick is tiny, bro.
Look at my hard dick. Isn't it right?
Brought up his small dick. Look, if somebody's dick comes out, you're gonna look at their dick. That's how it goes.
Dude, show me your weenus.
I would ask Ronnie, was his dick hard? I would like to know more about this dick.
Jesus Christ, man, there's just some things you don't talk about in public.
You say it's very small. Was it just floppity, or was he capable of more? Was he, like on swole?
Read all about this in this month's issue of Things That Make Me Vomit.
And I'm telling you right now, leave me the fuck alone, you washed up piece of shit loser. Fuck you, fuck anybody that actually pretends to be your friend, and fuck everything you stand for, you loser. Have a nice day, fucker.
The video's not out there and you're like, oh, I would never do that. But you make these insinuations and you say his dick is tiny. I say, put your money where your mouth is. If you're Seabass, I might even say put a dick pic out.
Hell no, to the no.
Because who cares if you're Seabass? Who cares at this point? It's not like you're going to go run for Congress or some shit. Like, you're just hanging on barely. What if Seabass, like I said, what if he was not aroused and he's capable of much more? If I was him, I would try to clear my name and clap back with a sweet dong shot. Ball is in your court, Seabass. As of yet, Sebastian Bach has not responded. I pray that he does, because anything he says, Ronnie Radke is going to come back at this motherfucker with all cannons blazing. So anyways, moving on.